The sky over Terra burned red. Smoke choked the horizon. Fires from 100 bombarded cities lit the night like a blood sun. The walls of the Imperial Palace rose tall and unbroken, but even they could not hide the tremors of war. A shadow fell across the palace courtyard. Astartes in golden armor marched in perfect formation. The Custodes, their halberds gleamed under the red sky. Each step echoed like a drum of doom. "Stand ready," said Captain Valerian. His voice was calm, almost bored. "They will come. The traitor fleets gather." A boy servant ran up, breathing ragged. "Captain, sensors detect massive ships in orbit. Thousands." Valerian did not flinch. He raised his helm and looked toward the sky. "They are late, too eager. The Emperor's wrath will greet them." The ground shook, not from footsteps, not from engines, but from something heavier, something alive. "Orks?" muttered Sergeant Marius. His bolter clicked as he checked the chamber. "No," said Valerian. "Worse." A scream tore through the city walls. From the sky, a shadow fell like a storm. Demon engines, driven by warp energy, crashed through the outer defenses. The Custodes charged, halberds slicing, shields rising. Explosions rocked the courtyard. Astarte fell. Fire erupted from bolters, plasma guns, and lagoons. A knob leaped from a teleport, his power claw slicing clean through a custodian's cauldron. "Brothers, do not falter," Valerian shouted. A line of Space Marines in Mk4 power armor formed behind the Custodes. Bolters opened fire. The Traitor Marines came, sons of the Emperor's own blood, now broken, corrupted, and loyal to nothing but ruin. "Lord Horus demands the gates," a voice screamed over Vex. "Crush the loyalist scum." Bolters roared. Power swords hummed. The first clash was cataclysmic. Marines fell on both sides, screaming, burning, and dying. "Sergeant Marius," Valerian barked, "take the left flank and secure the royal vaults." "Yes, Captain." Marius sprinted, bolter ready. From the sky, warp rifts tore open. Demons spilled into the courtyard. They screamed with unholy joy, claws rending steel, claws rending flesh. A custodian lifted his shield, stopping a hulking demon mid-charge. The creature howled and melted under his blade. "Fools, they are only the vanguard," hissed a dark voice. From the shadows emerged a figure in blackened Terminator armor, spike-lined, corrupt, radiating hatred. A traitor lord, Horus's chosen. Valerian's eyes narrowed. "Brother of mine, how far you have fallen." The traitor lord laughed, deep and hollow. "Farther than you can imagine, loyalist. Terra will burn, and all will kneel." A custodian lunged. The traitor lord swung a chain axe, severing arm and shield. Blood sprayed, mingling with smoke. "Fall back to the palace interior," Valerian roared. Hold the gate! The Custodes retreated, pulling the injured behind them. Traitor Marines pressed forward. Warp flames seared the ground. Suddenly, a deafening roar shook the air. From above, a thunderhawk dropped from the sky, firing its cannons blindly. Orc knobs rained down from its ramp, crashing into the courtyard. Whack! They shouted, teeth and claws and pistols everywhere. Marius turned. This is madness. It is Terra, Valerian replied. Nothing less is expected. A hatch burst open. Commissar Herrick strode out, lost pistol in hand, power sword gleaming. He barked orders to the defenders, rallying those still standing. Hold the line, for the Emperor, for Terra. A traitor Marine with a plasma cannon stepped forward. Herrick fired. The blast hit the Marine, but the weapon's feedback tore Herrick's arm. He roared in pain, raising his sword. Never break. Terra. The ground shook again, this time from below. The palace foundations cracked. A hidden vault exploded, releasing a tide of mechanized horrors, chaos engines, each alive with malevolent intelligence. Valerian grabbed Marius. To the upper walls. We cannot hold the ground. They sprinted as warp-fueled engines tore through the courtyard. The air stank of ozone, blood, and fire. Captain! Shouted another custodian. The Emperor's throne. It is under threat. Valerian's eyes went cold. Then we die there. From the ramparts, the defenders fired everything they had. Bolters, heavy stabbers, and plasma guns shredded enemies in waves. But for every traitor that fell, two more came. Warp energy surged, shaking the palace to its core. A massive explosion rocked the gate. The traitor lord had breached it, cutting through the steel with dark fire. Hold! Valerian shouted. We are the Emperor's shield. A demon leapt toward him, teeth snapping. Valerian spun, halberd cutting clean through its neck. More fell behind him. Then, a voice echoed through the palace halls. It was not over Vex, not from any human. It was the Emperor himself or something like him. The air shimmered with holy power. Son, this is not the time, the voice whispered. The traitor knows the way. Valerian's knees buckled. Father, he breathed. The ground split open. From the depths of the palace vaults, a shadow rose. Darker than night, larger than any man. Eyes like burning stars. A weapon formed of corruption and fire. Behold, whispered the traitor lord, the key to Terra's fall. The Custodes and Space Marines formed a desperate line. The enemies laughed, screamed, roared, and charged. Valerian raised his halberd. For Terra, a bolt of warp energy struck the line. Screams echoed as men and demons alike were flung into the sky. The palace gates trembled. And then, the shadow spoke in a voice that shattered hope. Terra is mine. The courtyard fell silent for a heartbeat. Then, chaos roared back, louder, hungrier, unstoppable. Valerian looked at Marius, eyes wide. We cannot survive this. Marius shook his head, gripping his bolter. Then we die trying. The shadow loomed closer, and behind it, more horrors emerged from the rift. The siege had begun. Not a single defender would live untested. And yet, deep in the vaults, something stirred. Something ancient. Something waiting for this exact moment. The traitor smiled, sensing victory. But he did not see the whisper beneath the smoke. The whisper that Terra might yet strike back in ways none could imagine. The battle for the Emperor's home had begun, and no one would leave the courtyard alive. The gates of the Imperial Palace groaned under the assault. Traitor Marines hacked, burned, and clawed their way through steel and stone. Warp flames licked the walls, turning marble to molten slag. Custodes, form the outer line, shouted Captain Valerian. A line of golden warriors stepped forward, halberds ready, shields raised, each one a living wall of death. Hold, brothers, do not let them pass. Valerian's voice rang over the carnage. A traitor marine swung a power axe. Sparks flew as it struck a custodian's shield. The warrior did not falter. With a single arc of his halberd, the traitor's head split open. Forward, Valerian barked. Push them back. From the sky, a demon screamed. Fire and claw tore into the Custodes. One fell, another roared in rage, crushing the demon beneath his boots. Sergeant Marius, the left flank is collapsing. Marius ran, bolter spitting death. A chaos plasma cannon flared. His armor hissed as energy struck, melting steel. He fired blindly, bringing down 2 traitor marines. Cover me, Marius shouted. He ran toward the gate breach, dragging the wounded behind him. The traitor lord appeared, blackened Terminator armor gleaming with warp energy. His chain axe hummed as he swung it, cutting through Custodes and Space Marines alike. Your courage is meaningless, he sneered. The end is at hand. A thunderhawk swooped low. Orc knobs poured out, screaming in their whack. Marius groaned. Not now, not orcs. Then kill them all. Valerian roared. He charged, halberd swinging. Sparks flew as chain axes met his blade. A knob tried to tackle him. He twisted, impaling it through the chest. Brothers, fall back to the inner courtyard. The Custodes retreated. Bolters and lagoons ripped through the enemy. Traitor Marines fell. Demons disintegrated under halberd strikes. But more came, endless waves, as if the warp itself poured the enemy into the palace. Commissar Herrick, Valerian shouted. Herrick charged, sword and lost pistol blazing. Hold, for the Emperor. He shot a traitor marine point blank. The corpse melted, screaming in agony. From below, the palace shuddered. Explosions shook the foundations. Warp engines erupted from secret vaults, bringing mechanized horrors to life. They lumbered forward, metal and malice combined. "Fall back," Valerian bellowed. "Do not let them breach the inner walls." Marius lifted a fallen Marine. "We're losing ground too fast. Then we die fighting," Valerian growled. He cut down another traitor Marine. For Terra, the traitor lord advanced. Each step scorched the stone beneath him. Warp energy crackled around his chain axe. He swung at Valerian. The halberd met it, sparks and fire dancing. "You cannot stop me, brother," the traitor lord snarled. Valerian gritted his teeth. "I will not allow you to reach the throne." A demon leapt at Valerian from behind. He spun, halberd slicing through it clean. Another custodian fell, crushed beneath the weight of a chaos engine. "Sergeant Marius, protect the wounded." "Yes, Captain," Marius shouted, bolter barking. He fired relentlessly. One by one, traitor Marines and Orks fell. The outer courtyard was chaos incarnate. Bodies, fire, and blood mixed with warp energy. Yet, for every enemy that died, two more came. A massive explosion erupted at the northern wall. A new breach. Traitor Marines poured through, screaming in unholy joy. "Hold! Form the secondary line," Valerian ordered. Custodes and Space Marines rallied, shields and halberds ready. The traitor lord roared, "I will see the throne fall. I will bathe in its ashes." Valerian raised his halberd. "Not while we breathe," he charged. Sparks and fire met chain axe and claw. Screams echoed. From the inner walls, a bolter volley shredded the attackers. Warp energy flared, scattering demons. But more emerged from the shadows. "Commissar, the civilians!" shouted Marius. "They are trapped inside." Herrick nodded. "We will protect them, even if the Emperor himself falls first." The Thunder Hawk above screamed, raining Orks into the fray. Marius groaned. "They never stop, do they?" "No," Valerian said, halberd spinning. "This is war. Terra has never known peace." The traitor lord swung his axe, cleaving a custodian in two. Valerian ducked, striking the lord's side. Sparks flew. "Your line will break," the lord shouted. "We are the Emperor's shield." Valerian countered, driving the halberd into the traitor lord's chest. The armor screamed but held. From below, another explosion shook the courtyard. Mechanized horrors surged forward, crushing bodies and stone alike. "Fall back," Valerian roared. "To the inner gate. Now!" The Custodes and Space Marines retreated. Herrick covered the rear, firing until his last round. Bolts of warp energy tore through the courtyard, demons shrieking in rage. The inner gate trembled. The traitor lord raised his chain axe. "Soon, all will be mine." Valerian looked at Marius, eyes cold. "If we die here, Terra dies with us. Marius clenched his bolter. Then we fight anyway. The traitor lord struck the gate. Warp flames licked the stone. The metal twisted like molten wax. Screams of the dying echoed as the breach widened. Suddenly, a voice whispered through the rubble. "Not yet." Valerian paused. "What?" The shadows shifted. From the inner sanctum, a faint light glimmered. Something ancient moved, something awake. The traitor lord noticed it. His eyes flared with fury. "You will regret this, loyalists." And with a massive swing of his chain axe, he struck the inner gate. The palace trembled. Dust and fire filled the air. The first breach of Terra had begun. And in the inner sanctum something waited. Watching, silent, the inner gate shuddered. Smoke filled the air. The screams of the wounded and dying echoed off stone and steel. "Stand fast," Valerian shouted. His halberd glinted red under the burning sky. "The Emperor demands we hold this line." The traitor lord pressed forward, swinging his chain axe, leaving a trail of shredded armor and gore. "Brothers, the inner courtyard must not fall," yelled Marius. He fired his bolter, the rounds tearing through traitor marines and demons alike. Custodian leapt forward, halberd spinning. He slammed it into a demon engine's chassis, sparks flying. The machine screeched and collapsed, molten wires spilling across the courtyard. "Another wave!" someone screamed. Orc knobs poured from the shattered Thunderhawk, roaring their eternal whack. "Then we carve them down," Valerian yelled. He swung his halberd, cleaving a knob in half. Another lunged at him. He sidestepped, blade slicing through its throat. Herrick fired his lost pistol, headshot after headshot. "Move! Protect the civilians!" From the upper walls, the Space Marines opened fire. Bolters barked. Lagoons burned. Heavy stabbers tore into the enemy ranks. But still more came. The warp itself seemed to pour enemies into the courtyard. "Sergeant Marius, the vault!" Valerian pointed toward the massive doors of the inner sanctum. "If they reach it, all is lost." "Yes, Captain." Marius ran, dragging a wounded marine behind him. Bolts of plasma seared the ground near his feet. The traitor lord laughed, a deep, hollow sound. "You cannot stop what is already done. The vault will burn." A custodian stepped forward, shield raised. "Not while we draw breath." He thrust his halberd, driving the traitor lord back a step. The lord snarled and swung his chain axe. Sparks flew as halberd met axe. The custodian staggered but held. "Hold him!" Valerian roared. He charged, halberd spinning, cleaving through two traitor marines. From the shadows, warp-tainted mechanized horrors surged forward. Tentacles of metal struck Custodes, shredding armor, crushing bone. "Back! To the inner gate!" Valerian ordered. The Custodes formed a defensive circle around the wounded. Herrick barked orders. "Fire at will!" Let none through. Plasma cannons flared. Bolters roared. Warp energy boiled as demons screamed, torn apart mid-charge. Marius reached the vault doors. They were intact but trembling under the weight of the siege. "Captain, they're almost through," he shouted. Valerian ran up beside him. "Then we give them no quarter." A demon engine smashed into the gate. Stone crumbled. Custodes threw themselves at it, pulling at chains and gears. Sparks flew. Metal shrieked. "Valerian! Behind you!" The traitor lord leapt over the collapsing courtyard, chain axe swinging. Valerian pivoted, halberd blocking. Sparks rained down, lighting the smoke in red flashes. "Your line will break," the lord shouted. "Not today." Valerian countered, driving his blade into the lord's shoulder. The armor shrieked, but he did not falter. From the vault, a strange hum echoed. The ground shook beneath the courtyard. Dust and debris fell. "What is that?" Marius asked. "Something ancient," Valerian said, eyes narrowing. "Something the traitor cannot touch yet." The traitor lord noticed the same thing. He paused, fury twisting his face. "What trickery is this?" A blinding light erupted from the vault doors. Energy surged out, throwing Traitor Marines and Orks across the courtyard. Bolts of plasma ricocheted. Warp flames recoiled. "By the Emperor," Herrick whispered. The Custodes took the moment, driving forward. Halberds struck. Shields held. Bolters tore through the enemy. "Push them back," Valerian shouted. Custodes surged, Space Marines following. One by one, Traitor Marines fell. Demons screamed. Orks roared in rage. The traitor lord recovered, eyes burning. "This changes nothing. Terra will fall." Another explosion rocked the courtyard. Mechanized horrors surged from the wreckage of the outer walls. "Do not falter," Valerian shouted. "Keep the pressure. Hold the vault." Marius and Valerian fought side by side, bolter and halberd tearing through traitors. Custodes formed a moving wall, shields interlocking, halberds slashing. Herrick's lost pistol cracked. Another traitor fell. "We will not yield," the traitor lord growled, striking with furious speed. Sparks flew as halberd met chainaxe. Custodes fell around him. "Now, Marius," Valerian yelled. "The inner chamber." Marius nodded. He fired a plasma grenade into a pack of orcs. They erupted in flame and metal. "Push!" Valerian roared. Custodes drove the enemy back step by step. The courtyard filled with smoke, fire, and bodies. The traitor lord bellowed in rage. "You will regret this." He swung wildly, scattering defenders. From the vault, the light pulsed stronger, almost sentient. The ground trembled. Traitor Marines faltered. Even demons shrieked in fear. Valerian raised his halberd high. For Terra, he led the charge, Custodes and Marines surging forward, crushing the enemy. Orks roared, falling to halberd and bolter fire. Warp engines sputtered and collapsed. The traitor lord staggered, blood dripping, armor scorched. He glared at the vault doors. Impossible! Marius ran up, bolter blazing. We are not done yet. Valerian planted his halberd in the ground. We will hold, even if the gates themselves fall. Suddenly, a massive quake split the courtyard. Stone cracked, metal bent. The traitor lord's eyes widened. No, that is not possible. The vault doors shivered. A shadow loomed from within, larger than any man, radiating power and menace. Valerian and Marius exchanged a glance. What is that? A deep, rumbling voice emanated from the shadow. I have waited long enough. The traitor lord's mouth opened in a silent scream. The courtyard fell silent for a heartbeat. Then, a wave of energy exploded outward, scattering traitor Marines, Orks, and demons alike. Valerian steadied his halberd. It has awoken. Marius gripped his bolter, breathing hard. And it's coming for us. The traitor lord stumbled backward, eyes wide in terror. No, no. This cannot be. The shadow moved. Larger, darker, impossibly powerful. A presence of the Emperor's wrath, ancient and unknowable. And the Siege of Terra had just become far deadlier. Flames licked the walls of the inner courtyard. Smoke choked the air, turning the sky red and black. The sound of bolters, chain axes, and screams filled the palace. Hold the ramparts, Valerian shouted. Custodes and Space Marines scrambled up the stairs, shields raised. Marius followed, bolter firing. They're coming from all sides. A wave of traitor Marines surged from the breach. Warp energy crackled around them, scorching stone. Fire at will, Herrick bellowed. Lost pistol and power sword tearing through enemy ranks. A demon erupted from the shadows, claws tearing at the rampart walls. Custodes struck it down, halberds slicing through flesh and metal. Brothers, do not let them reach the palace core, Valerian roared. From above, a thunderhawk screamed, dropping more orcs onto the walls. They clambered over stone and debris, roaring their whack. Marius fired point blank, bolter rounds shredding green flesh. Orcs, always orcs. Valerian swung his halberd, cleaving through a traitor marine. Sparks and blood flew. Keep the line tight, Valerian ordered. Custodes raised shields, forming a moving wall. Bolters barked, plasma guns flared. The traitor lord climbed the ramparts, chain axe swinging. You cannot hold forever, Valerian. Terra will burn. Not today, Valerian countered. He struck at the lord, sparks flying. The chain axe met halberd. Metal shrieked. The traitor lord swung again, forcing Valerian back. Marius fired his bolter, hitting the lord's side. The armor smoked but held. brothers!" Valerian shouted. "We strike now! Push them back!" Custodes surged forward, shields locked. Space Marines fired, bolters blazing. Traitor Marines fell, demons screamed, orcs howled. "Into the breach!" Marius yelled. He fired his last rounds, charging a group of orcs. One fell, another lunged. He sidestepped, bolter smashing into its head. A demon engine erupted from the lower walls, metal limbs tearing through defenders. Custodes leapt, halberds slicing it to pieces. Sparks rained. "Push them off the walls!" Valerian roared. "We cannot falter!" The traitor lord struck again, cleaving through a custodian. Sparks flew, golden blood sprang. "Hold the line!" Herrick screamed, firing point blank. The lord staggered, roaring in fury. "Sergeant Marius!" Valerian called. "The vault! Protect it at all costs!" Marius nodded, bolter ready. He dragged a wounded Marine behind him, firing relentlessly. From the vault, the ancient shadow pulsed, radiating power. The traitor lord hesitated, eyes wide. "What is this?" he hissed. "Impossible!" Valerian spun, halberd striking a traitor Marine attempting to flank him. Sparks and blood sprayed. "Push them back!" Valerian shouted. Custodes and Space Marines advanced together, halberds striking, bolters tearing enemy ranks. The traitor lord growled, striking a custodian. The golden warrior fell, halberd shattered. "No, not yet!" Valerian roared. He struck at the lord again, sparks flying as chain axe met halberd. From above, more orcs poured down, bolters blazing, axes swinging. Marius fired, taking down two. Another lunged. He sidestepped, bolter smashing the orc's head apart. The ramparts shook. Warp energy flared. Demons screamed, clawing at defenders. Custodes struck them down, halberds spinning. "Hold!" Herrick yelled. "For Terra! For the Emperor!" A demon engine smashed into the walls. Custodes met it with halberds, sparks flying. The machine screeched, twisted metal falling. "Push them back! Protect the vault!" Valerian shouted. Custodes and Space Marines surged, driving the traitor Marines away from the walls. The traitor lord roared in frustration. "You cannot stop me! I will reach the vault!" Valerian stepped forward, halberd high. "Not while we breathe!" He struck the lord, sparks flying. The chain axe clanged against halberd. The ancient shadow pulsed stronger. The ground trembled. Even the traitor lord faltered, eyes wide with fear. "Impossible! What trickery is this?" he hissed. Marius fired at a demon leaping for the rampart. Fell shrieking. Another traitor Marine fell to a custodian's halberd. Valerian met the traitor lord's eyes. "You will not pass. Terra will not fall today." The ramparts shook again. Stone cracked. Dust fell. Bolts of warp energy flared, throwing traitors back. Sergeant, the vault, it's reacting, Valerian barked. Marius ran forward, bolter blazing. The ancient shadow within the vault pulsed, its power rippling outward. The traitor lord growled, No, I will have the palace. I will. A wave of energy erupted from the vault. Traitor Marines, Orks, demons, thrown back by invisible force. Screams echoed. Valerian and Marius stumbled but stood firm. Custodes regained their footing, halberds swinging. Push forward, Valerian roared. The traitor lord staggered, smoke rising from his armor. Fools, you cannot stop the fall of Terra, the lord shouted. Valerian planted his halberd, breathing hard. We will stop you or die trying. The courtyard below burned, bodies littering the ground. Warp energy crackled. Orks roared. Demons shrieked. The ramparts trembled. The vault's ancient power surged. Light flared, illuminating the battlefield. The traitor lord roared, fury and fear mixing. No, this cannot be. What is this? Valerian raised his halberd. The Emperor protects. Now fight, brothers. Custodes, Space Marines, and Herrick surged forward. Halberds and bolters tore through the enemy. The traitor lord's chain axe struck again, but the vault's energy flared, throwing him back. He hit the wall, armor sparking. Marius fired his bolter, point blank. The lord's helmet cracked. He snarled, clawing at his armor. The ancient shadow pulsed again. A warning, a promise. Valerian looked at Marius. Whatever is in there, it is our last hope. The traitor lord rose, eyes blazing, chain axe in hand. I will not fail. The vault doors shivered. The courtyard trembled, and something in the shadows moved, larger, darker, and impossibly powerful. Smoke and fire filled the inner courtyard. The sky above Terra burned red, streaked with warp energy. Bolters barked. Halberds swung. Screams echoed. Keep the walls. Do not falter. Valerian shouted. Custodes formed a line at the ramparts. Shields interlocked, halberds glinting in the red light. Captain, traitor Marines are regrouping, Marius yelled, firing his bolter at a cluster advancing from the shattered gates. Let them come, Valerian growled. He swung his halberd, taking the head off a charging knob. Another orc lunged. Valerian sidestepped, halberd slicing through its torso. Herrick fired his lost pistol from the wall. Protect the civilians. Do not let them reach the inner sanctum. From the shadows, a demon slithered upward, claws tearing at the stone. Custodian leapt, halberd spinning, cutting it down. Sparks flew. Brothers, focus fire, Valerian shouted. We cannot let them breach the upper gates. The traitor lord climbed the walls, chain axe swinging. You think you can stop me? Terra will burn. Loyalists. Valerian swung at him, Sparks flew. The chain axe met halberd. The lord staggered but recovered, eyes glowing with warp energy. "Sergeant Marius," Valerian called. "Cover the left flank." Marius sprinted, bolter tearing through orcs and traitors alike. "They never stop coming." "Then neither do we," Valerian roared. He drove forward, halberd cutting through 2 Traitor Marines at once. From above, another Thunderhawk screamed, dumping more orcs into the courtyard. They crashed into walls and Custodes alike, shouting their whack. "Custodes, form a shield wall," Valerian ordered. Halberds met claws and axes, sparks raining. The traitor lord struck again, cleaving a custodian in two. "Your courage is meaningless. Not while we breathe," Valerian countered, slamming his halberd into the lord's side. Sparks flew. The lord staggered. The vault pulsed. A strange energy radiated outward, throwing Traitor Marines off balance. Warp-tainted engines shuddered, clawing at the walls. "Something is in there," Marius shouted. "It's fighting back." "Then we hold," Valerian roared. He struck another Traitor Marine, shield clanging against chain axe. A demon lunged from the shadows. Herrick fired, melting it with a point-blank shot. Another fell to a custodian's spinning halberd. "Brothers, protect the vault at all costs," Valerian bellowed. Custodes surged, bolters firing, halberds swinging. The traitor lord roared, striking Custodes down. Sparks flew with every clash. "Hold your ground," Herrick screamed. "For the Emperor." Marius ran forward, bolter blazing. Orks fell. Traitor Marines screamed under fire. The courtyard shook as warp energy flared. "Captain!" someone shouted. The civilians, upper levels, under attack. Valerian's eyes narrowed. "Then we split. Half with me to hold the ramparts, half with Marius to secure them." Marius nodded, bolter ready. "Understood." He ran toward the inner chambers, dragging a wounded Marine behind him. The traitor lord roared, fury and fear twisting his features. "I will have the vault. Nothing can stop me." Valerian charged, halberd swinging. Sparks erupted as chain axe and halberd met again. Custodes threw themselves at Traitor Marines, halberds spinning, shields locking. From the vault, energy pulsed stronger. The shadow within moved, larger than before, radiating immense power. Even the traitor lord faltered. "What is this sorcery?" he hissed. "Impossible! Sergeant Marius," Valerian yelled. "Keep the vault secure." Marius fired at a charging demon, fell screeching. Another traitor Marine lunged. He sidestepped, bolter smashing through the chest. The ramparts shook. Warp energy flared, tossing enemies aside. Custodes regained their footing, halberds spinning, bolters tearing through the enemy. The traitor lord staggered, armor smoking. "No, I will not fail. Valerian planted his halberd. We will see, brother. We will see. Orks roared, demons screamed. Mechanized horrors surged from the lower walls, smashing into defenders. Custodes met them, halberds spinning, sparks raining. Push them back. Protect the vault. Valerian roared. Custodes and Marines surged forward, driving traitors back step by step. The traitor lord clawed at the vault doors. Sparks flared. No, this is not possible. Valerian swung his halberd, striking the lord. Sparks and blood sprayed. For Terra, the vault pulsed again. Light flared, throwing traitor Marines and Orks back. Warp engines sputtered and collapsed. Marius ran to the vault, bolter blazing. It's alive, he shouted. Valerian met the traitor lord's eyes. Your fall is coming. Prepare yourself. The ramparts shook. Dust and debris fell. The courtyard below burned. Screams echoed. The traitor lord roared, desperate. No, this cannot be. I will reach the vault. Valerian raised his halberd. Not today. Not while the Emperor protects. A pulse of energy erupted from the vault. Traitor Marines, Orks, demons thrown back, screaming. Custodes advanced, halberds swinging. Bolters tore through the enemy. Herrick fired point blank. The traitor lord staggered, eyes wide, chain axe smoking. Impossible. What is this power? Valerian planted his halberd. It is Terra itself, fighting back. Marius gripped his bolter. Then we push forward. No retreat. The courtyard trembled. Warp energy flared. Orks roared. Traitor Marines screamed. The vault pulsed brighter. A living presence, ancient and merciless. Valerian and Marius stood side by side. We fight or die, Valerian said. The traitor lord rose, furious, terrified, chain axe in hand. I will not fail. And from the shadow of the vault, something moved. Larger, darker, more powerful than the traitor lord could imagine. The courtyard was chaos incarnate. Smoke, fire, and the smell of blood hung thick in the air. Bolters barked, halberds swung, and the screams of the dying echoed across the shattered stone. Hold the line, Valerian shouted. Custodes braced, shields locked, halberds ready. Captain, they're breaking through the outer ramparts, Marius yelled, firing his bolter at a pack of traitor Marines charging from the north. Then we meet them head-on, Valerian roared, halberd spinning. He struck a traitor Marine, sparks and blood spraying as metal met steel. Herrick fired from the upper wall, lost pistol cracking. Push them back. The civilians must survive. From below, a demon erupted, claws tearing at defenders. Custodes leapt, halberd spinning, cutting the creature into pieces. Sparks lit the smoke in crimson flashes. Brothers, protect the vault at all costs. Valerian bellowed. The golden warriors surged, halberds swinging, bolters tearing through the enemy. The traitor lord climbed the shattered walls, chain axe swinging. "You cannot stop me. Terra will burn." "Not today," Valerian countered. Sparks flew as halberd met chain axe. The lord staggered but recovered, eyes glowing with warp energy. Marius fired point-blank at an orc knob lunging for the wall. The green beast's head exploded. Another charged, and he sidestepped, bolter smashing through its chest. The courtyard shook. Warp energy flared, tossing traitor marines and demons aside. Custodes regained their footing, halberds spinning, bolters tearing through enemy ranks. "Sergeant, the vault," Valerian barked. "Whatever stirs in there, it may turn the tide." Marius nodded. "I'm on it." He ran toward the vault, dragging a wounded space marine behind him. Bolter fired relentlessly. The traitor lord roared in frustration, slamming his chain axe into the ramparts. Sparks flew as Custodes held firm. "Your courage is meaningless," he hissed. "Not while we breathe," Valerian countered, slamming his halberd into the lord's side. Sparks erupted. The lord staggered. From the vault, a pulse of light exploded outward, throwing traitor marines, orcs, and demons across the courtyard. The ground trembled under its power. "By the Emperor," Herrick whispered. Custodes and space marines surged, halberds cutting, bolters firing. Orcs fell screaming. Traitor marines disintegrated under plasma fire. The traitor lord clawed at the vault doors. "No, this cannot be." Valerian swung his halberd, striking him back. Sparks flew. The lord fell, scrambling to regain footing, eyes wide with terror. "Push forward," Valerian roared. "Do not let them recover." Marius fired his last rounds, bolter shaking in his hands. Orcs and traitors fell one after another. A demon engine crashed into the courtyard, smashing Custodes aside. Valerian leapt, halberd spinning, cutting through its metal limbs. Sparks rained. "Hold the line," Herrick screamed. "For Terra, for the Emperor." The traitor lord staggered to his feet, chain axe raised. "You fools! I will not fail." Valerian planted his halberd. "We shall see." The vault pulsed again. A shadow moved within, larger than before, radiating power. Even the traitor lord flinched. "What is this power?" he hissed. "Terra fights back," Valerian said, voice steady. He swung his halberd, taking another traitor marine's head clean off. From above, more orcs poured down. Bolters barked, halberds swung. The courtyard was filled with fire and screams. Marius fired at a charging demon, fell shrieking. Another traitor marine lunged at him. He sidestepped, bolter smashing through its chest. The traitor lord clawed at the vault, smoke rising from his armor. "No, I will reach it." Valerian met his eyes. Then die trying. The vault pulsed again, energy rippling outward. The courtyard trembled. Traitor Marines, Orks, and demons were thrown back by the invisible force. Custodes advanced, halberds spinning. Bolters tore through the enemy. Herrick fired point blank. The traitor lord staggered, eyes wide. Chain axe smoking. Impossible. What is this power? Terra herself, Valerian said, and she does not yield. The courtyard erupted. Explosions, fire, and blood mixed in a deadly symphony. The traitor lord roared, desperate and furious, clawing at the vault. I will have it. I will. Marius ran to the vault, bolter blazing. It's alive. Whatever is in there. It's alive. Valerian raised his halberd. Then we fight. Push them back, brothers. Leave none alive. Custodes and Marines surged forward, halberds swinging, bolters firing. Sparks and flame lit the smoke. The traitor lord clawed, struck, roared. The vault's energy pulsed stronger, pushing him back. Impossible, he gasped. Blood dripped from cracks in his armor. Valerian planted his halberd in the ground. The Emperor protects. This is your end. The courtyard fell silent for a heartbeat. Then, a wave of energy blasted outward from the vault, sending traitor Marines, Orks, and demons flying. Dust and debris filled the air. The traitor lord staggered, smoke rising from his armor. Eyes wide with terror, Marius lowered his bolter, breathing hard. It's huge, more than we imagined. Valerian nodded, eyes fixed on the vault doors. Then we hold, no matter the cost. The shadow moved within, larger, darker, and alive. And the Siege of Terra became a fight not just for the palace but for the fate of humanity itself. The courtyard trembled under the pulse of the vault. Dust and debris swirled through the smoke-filled air. Bolters fired, halberds clashed, and the screams of Orks and traitor Marines echoed across the shattered stone. Hold the line, Valerian shouted, voice cutting through the chaos. Custodes braced, shields locked, halberds ready. Captain, they're massing at the lower gates, Marius yelled, firing his bolter at the swarm of Orks and traitor Marines pouring through the breach. Then we meet them head-on, Valerian roared. Sparks flew as his halberd cleaved through the head of a charging traitor Marine. Another lunged, he sidestepped, blade slicing through its torso. Herrick fired from the walls above, lost pistol cracking. Do not let them reach the inner sanctum. Protect the civilians. From below, a demon erupted, claws tearing at defenders. Custodes leapt, halberd spinning, tearing it to pieces. Sparks lit the smoke in crimson flashes. Brothers, the vault must not fall, Valerian bellowed. The golden warriors surged, halberds swinging, bolters tearing through enemy ranks. The traitor lord appeared atop the ramparts, chain axe swinging. "You cannot stop me. Terra will burn." "Not today," Valerian countered. Sparks flew as halberd met chain axe. The lord staggered but recovered, eyes blazing with warp energy. Marius fired point-blank at a charging orc knob. His head exploded. Another lunged. He sidestepped, bolter smashing through its chest. The courtyard shook as the vault pulsed. Warp energy radiated outward, throwing traitor marines, orcs, and demons off balance. Custodes regained their footing, halberds spinning, bolters tearing through enemy ranks. "Sergeant Marius," Valerian barked, "keep the vault secure. Whatever is inside may decide this battle." "I'm on it," Marius shouted, sprinting toward the vault with bolter blazing, dragging a wounded space marine behind him. The traitor lord roared in frustration, slamming his chain axe into the ramparts. Sparks flew as Custodes held firm. "Your courage is meaningless," he hissed. "Not while we breathe," Valerian countered, slamming his halberd into the lord's side. Sparks erupted. The lord staggered. From the vault, a pulse of golden light exploded outward, throwing traitor marines, orcs, and demons across the courtyard. The ground trembled under its power. "By the Emperor," Herrick whispered. Custodes and space marines surged, halberds cutting, bolters firing. Orcs fell screaming. Traitor marines disintegrated under plasma fire. The traitor lord clawed at the vault doors. "No, this cannot be." Valerian swung his halberd, striking him back. Sparks flew. The lord fell, scrambling to regain footing, eyes wide with terror. "Push forward," Valerian roared. "Do not let them recover." Marius fired his last rounds, bolter shaking in his hands. Orcs and traitors fell one after another. A demon engine crashed into the courtyard, smashing Custodes aside. Valerian leapt, halberd spinning, cutting through its metal limbs. Sparks rained. "Hold your ground," Herrick screamed. "For Terra, for the Emperor." The traitor lord staggered to his feet, chain axe raised. "You fools, I will not fail." Valerian planted his halberd. "We shall see." The vault pulsed again. A shadow moved within, immense and alive, radiating power no mortal should endure. Even the traitor lord faltered. "What is this power?" he hissed. "Terra fights back," Valerian said, voice steady. He struck another traitor marine, halberd cleaving through armor and bone. From above, more orcs poured down. Bolters barked, halberds swung. The courtyard was fire and blood incarnate. Marius fired at a demon lunging for the wall, fell shrieking. Another traitor marine charged him. He sidestepped, bolter smashing through its chest. The traitor lord clawed at the vault, smoke rising from his armor. "No, I will reach it." Valerian met his eyes. "Then die trying." The vault pulsed, energy rippling outward. The courtyard trembled. Traitor Marines, Orks, and demons were thrown back by the invisible force. Custodes advanced, halberds spinning. Bolters tore through the enemy. Herrick fired point blank. The traitor lord staggered, eyes wide. Chain axe smoking. Impossible. What is this power? Terra herself, Valerian said, and she does not yield. The courtyard erupted in fire and blood. The traitor lord roared, desperate and furious, clawing at the vault. I will have it. I will. Marius ran to the vault, bolter blazing. It's alive. Whatever is in there. It's alive. Valerian raised his halberd. Then we fight. Push them back, brothers. Leave none alive. Custodes and Space Marines surged forward, halberds swinging, bolters firing. Sparks and flame lit the smoke. The traitor lord clawed, struck, roared. The vault's energy pulsed stronger, pushing him back. Impossible, he gasped. Blood dripped from cracks in his armor. Valerian planted his halberd. The Emperor protects. This is your end. The courtyard fell silent for a heartbeat. Then, a wave of energy blasted outward from the vault, sending traitor Marines, Orks, and demons flying. Dust and debris filled the air. The traitor lord staggered, smoke rising from his armor. Eyes wide with terror, Marius lowered his bolter, breathing hard. It's huge, more than we imagined. Valerian nodded, eyes fixed on the vault doors. Then we hold, no matter the cost. The shadow moved within, larger, darker, and alive. And the Siege of Terra became a battle not just for the palace, but for the soul of humanity itself. Smoke and fire choked the shattered courtyard. The ground trembled under the pulse of the vault. Bolters barked, halberds clashed, and the screams of Orks and traitor Marines filled the air. Hold the line, Valerian roared. Custodes braced, shields locked, halberds spinning. Captain, the traitors are regrouping at the eastern wall. Marius yelled, firing his bolter at a wave of Orks and traitor Marines climbing over rubble. Then we meet them head-on, Valerian bellowed. Sparks flew as his halberd cleaved the skull of a traitor Marine. Another lunged. He sidestepped, halberd slicing through armor and bone. Herrick fired from the upper wall. Protect the civilians. Keep them from reaching the inner chambers. From below, a demon erupted, claws slashing. Custodes leapt, halberd spinning, tearing the creature apart. Sparks lit the smoke in crimson flashes. Brothers, the vault cannot fall, Valerian bellowed. Custodes surged forward, halberds cutting, bolters tearing through enemy ranks. The traitor lord appeared atop the ramparts, chain axe swinging. You cannot stop me. Terra will burn. Not today, Valerian countered. Sparks flew as halberd clashed with chain axe. The lord staggered, eyes glowing with warp energy. Marius fired point-blank at a charging orc knob. His head exploded. Another lunged. He sidestepped, bolter smashing through its chest. The courtyard trembled. The vault pulsed, energy radiating outward, throwing Traitor Marines, Orks, and demons off balance. Custodes regained footing, halberds spinning, bolters tearing through enemies. Sergeant Marius, Valerian barked, "Keep the vault secure. Whatever stirs inside may decide this battle." "I'm on it," Marius shouted, sprinting toward the vault, dragging a wounded space marine behind him. Bolter fired relentlessly. The traitor lord roared in frustration, slamming his chain axe into the ramparts. Sparks flew as Custodes held firm. "Your courage is meaningless," he hissed. "Not while we breathe," Valerian countered, slamming halberd into the lord's side. Sparks erupted. The lord staggered. From the vault, a pulse of golden light exploded outward, tossing Traitor Marines, Orks, and demons across the courtyard. The ground quaked. "By the Emperor," Herrick whispered. Custodes and Space Marines surged forward, halberds swinging, bolters firing. Orks fell screaming. Traitor Marines disintegrated under plasma fire. The traitor lord clawed at the vault doors. "No, this cannot be." Valerian swung halberd, striking him back. Sparks flew. The lord fell, scrambling to regain footing, eyes wide with terror. "Push forward," Valerian roared. "Do not let them recover." Marius fired his last rounds. Orks and traitors fell one after another. A demon engine crashed into the courtyard, smashing Custodes aside. Valerian leapt, halberd spinning, slicing through metal limbs. Sparks rained. "Hold the line," Herrick screamed. "For Terra, for the Emperor." The traitor lord staggered to his feet, chain axe raised. "You fools! I will not fail." Valerian planted halberd. "We shall see." The vault pulsed again. A shadow moved within, immense and alive, radiating power. The traitor lord flinched. "What is this power?" he hissed. "Terra fights back," Valerian said, voice steady. He struck another traitor marine, halberd cleaving through armor and bone. From above, more orcs poured down. Bolters barked, halberds swung. The courtyard was fire and blood incarnate. Marius fired at a demon lunging for the wall, fell shrieking. Another traitor marine charged. He sidestepped, bolter smashing through its chest. The traitor lord clawed at the vault, smoke rising from his armor. "No, I will reach it." Valerian met his eyes. "Then die trying." The vault pulsed, energy rippling outward. The courtyard trembled. Traitor Marines, Orks, and demons were thrown back by invisible force. Custodes advanced, halberds spinning. Bolters tore through the enemy. Herrick fired point blank. The traitor lord staggered, eyes wide. chain axe smoking. Impossible. What is this power? Terra herself, Valerian said, and she does not yield. The courtyard erupted. Flames, blood, and chaos. The traitor lord roared, desperate, furious, clawing at the vault. I will have it. I will. Marius ran to the vault, bolter blazing. It's alive. Whatever is in there. It's alive. Valerian raised halberd. Then we fight. Push them back, brothers. Leave none alive. Custodes and Marines surged forward, halberds spinning, bolters firing. Sparks and flame lit the smoke. The traitor Lord Claude struck, roared. The vault's energy pulsed stronger, pushing him back. Impossible, he gasped. Blood dripped from cracks in his armor. Valerian planted halberd. The Emperor protects. This is your end. The courtyard fell silent for a heartbeat. Then, from the vault, a torrent of golden flame erupted, burning orcs, traitors, and demons alike. The traitor lord screamed, smoke rising from his armor, eyes wide in terror. The golden shadow of the vault expanded, its power sweeping across the courtyard. Even Custodes took a step back, shields raised. Marius lowered his bolter, heart hammering. It's alive, bigger than we imagined. Valerian nodded. Then we fight. No retreat. No mercy. The traitor lord fell to his knees, chain axe clattering. Flames from the vault licked the walls around him. Terra itself fights, he gasped, voice broken. And the golden shadow pulsed, alive, a promise of doom or salvation, depending on who survived. Smoke and ash choked the shattered courtyard. The golden flame from the vault had receded slightly, leaving scorched stone and bodies. The traitor lord struggled to his feet, chain axe in hand, eyes burning with fury and desperation. This isn't over, he snarled. I will see the vault torn open. Valerian planted his halberd in the rubble-strewn ground, eyes locked on the Lord. Every step you take brings you closer to death. Captain, more orcs are advancing from the eastern breach, Marius shouted, firing his bolter at the green tide climbing over ruins. Then we meet them, Valerian roared. Custodes surged forward, shields clashing against the first wave. Sparks flew as halberds cut through orc flesh and metal. Herrick fired from the upper walls, lost pistol cracking. We cannot let them reach the inner sanctum, the traitor lord roared, swinging his chain axe at a custodian. Sparks and golden blood sprayed as metal met halberd. Your courage is meaningless, the Lord hissed. The vault will be mine, not while we breathe. Valerian snapped, striking another traitor marine. Sparks erupted. Marius fired point blank at an orc knob lunging toward him. The green beast's head exploded. Another charged. He sidestepped, bolter smashing through its chest. The vault pulsed again, its golden light radiating outward. Traitor Marines staggered, demons shrieked, and orcs fell screaming. "Sergeant, protect the vault," Valerian barked. "Whatever is inside may turn the tide." Marius ran forward, bolter blazing, dragging a wounded space marine behind him. "Understood, Captain." The traitor lord clawed at the vault doors. Sparks and warp energy flared. "No, I will not fail. I will open it." Valerian swung his halberd, meeting the lord's chain axe. Sparks flew. The lord staggered but recovered, eyes wide with terror. From the vault, a pulse of golden energy blasted outward, throwing traitor marines and orcs back. The ground shook violently. "By the Emperor," Herrick whispered, gripping his lost pistol. Custodes and space marines surged forward, halberds spinning, bolters tearing through the enemy. The courtyard was fire and blood incarnate. The traitor lord clawed at the vault again. "Impossible! What sorcery is this?" "Terra fights back," Valerian said, halberd raised. Sparks flew as he cut down another traitor marine. Orcs poured from the eastern breach. Bolters barked, halberds spun, demons screamed. Custodes met them, shields locking, halberds striking. The traitor lord clawed at the vault, smoke rising from his armor. "No, I will reach it." Valerian met his eyes. "Then die trying." The vault pulsed again, energy rippling outward. Traitor marines, orcs, and demons were thrown back by invisible force. Custodes advanced, halberds spinning, bolters tearing through enemy ranks. Herrick fired point blank. The traitor lord staggered, eyes wide, chain axe smoking. "Impossible! What is this power?" "Terra herself," Valerian said, "and she does not yield." The traitor lord roared, desperate and furious, clawing at the vault. "I will have it! I will!" Marius ran to the vault, bolter blazing. "It's alive! Whatever is in there. It's alive!" Valerian raised his halberd. "Then we fight. Push them back, brothers. Leave none alive." Custodes and marines surged, halberds spinning, bolters firing. Sparks and flame lit the smoke. The traitor lord clawed, struck, roared. The vault's energy pulsed stronger, pushing him back. "Impossible!" he gasped. Blood dripped from cracks in his armor. Valerian planted halberd. "The Emperor protects. This is your end." The courtyard fell silent for a heartbeat. Then the traitor lord made his last gambit. He slammed the chain axe into the ground, shattering stone. Warp energy erupted, twisting space around him. "By the dark gods, I command you!" he roared, energy flaring like a storm. The courtyard shook violently. Orcs and traitors screamed as the ground cracked and fire erupted. Custodes and space marines staggered under the blast. Valerian growled, "Brothers, brace yourselves. Do not falter." Marius fired his bolter into the swarm. Orks fell screaming. Demons shrieked. Traitor Marines disintegrated under plasma fire. The vault pulsed brighter than ever. A golden shadow swelled, radiating power so immense it seemed alive. The traitor lord screamed, clawing at the air. "I will not! I will!" A massive beam of golden energy shot from the vault, striking the lord directly. Smoke and sparks erupted from his armor. He fell to his knees, screaming, the chain axe flying from his hands. "Terra defends herself," Valerian said, halberd raised, golden light reflecting in his eyes. Marius ran forward, bolter steady, its incredible beyond comprehension. The courtyard fell silent except for the crackle of warp energy fading and the distant roar of orcs regrouping. The traitor lord lay sprawled, twitching in pain. His eyes, wide with terror, stared at the glowing vault. "Captain, the vault," Marius whispered. Valerian nodded. "Whatever is inside it has awakened, and it is ours to protect." The golden shadow pulsed once more, a living, breathing presence of unimaginable power. The traitor lord groaned, defeated but not yet dead. He whispered, "I will return, I will." Valerian's halberd came down. "Not today, not here," and the courtyard, though battered and burning, held. The courtyard lay in ruin. Bodies of Custodes, Space Marines, Traitor Marines, and Orks littered the scorched stone. Smoke rose from shattered walls and burning rubble. Valerian planted his halberd in the debris-strewn ground, chest heaving. "Brothers, the vault has fought for us, but we cannot rest. The enemy is not yet finished." Marius fired his bolter at a small cluster of orcs trying to regroup behind a fallen pillar. "Still more of them, Captain. They never end." "Then we end them," Valerian roared. Custodes surged forward, halberd spinning, cutting through orcs and demons alike. Sparks flew, blood sprayed, screams echoed. Herrick fired from the upper walls, lost pistol blazing. "Push them back. Every second counts. Protect the civilians." The traitor lord crawled across the rubble, chain axe barely in hand. His armor was scorched and smoking, eyes wide with terror and fury. "You think you have won?" he hissed. "I will return. I will open the vault, and Terra will burn. Not while we breathe," Valerian snapped, swinging his halberd. Sparks flew as it met the chain axe. The lord fell back, coughing blood. Marius fired point blank at a charging orc knob. The green beast's head exploded. Another lunged. He sidestepped, bolter smashing through its chest. The vault pulsed, golden light shimmering across the rubble. Energy radiated outward, creating a protective barrier around the inner sanctum. "Sergeant," Valerian barked, "guard the vault. Whatever is inside, it cannot fall into their hands." "I'm on it," Marius shouted, running to the vault with bolter blazing, dragging a wounded marine behind him. The traitor lord groaned, struggling to rise. Warp energy flickered around his body, unstable, threatening to consume him. Impossible. The power. It resists me, he muttered, voice shaking. Good, Valerian said grimly. Resist or die. He drove forward, halberd swinging. Sparks erupted as he cut down another traitor marine trying to breach the courtyard. From the rubble, demons and warp-tainted orcs surged, clawing at Custodes and space marines. Bolters barked, halberds spun, blood and fire mingled in a deadly storm. Brothers, hold steady, Valerian shouted. We fight on, for Terra, for the Emperor. Marius fired into the swarm, bolter shaking in his hands. Orcs and traitors fell screaming. A demon lunged at him, halberd spinning, cutting through its clawed limbs. The traitor lord clawed at the vault doors again. Sparks flew as chain axe scraped stone. No, I will reach it. I must. Valerian planted his halberd. Not today. Not here. A pulse of golden light erupted from the vault. It swept across the courtyard, burning, crushing, and throwing enemies back. Orcs and traitor marines screamed, thrown across shattered stone. By the Emperor, Herrick whispered, gripping his lost pistol. Custodes and space marines surged forward, bolters firing, halberds cutting. Sparks and blood flew. The traitor lord screamed, clawing at the vault. Smoke rose from his armor. I will return. Valerian swung his halberd, striking him down. The chain axe clattered from his hands. The lord fell, twitching, eyes wide with terror. Marius lowered his bolter, breathing hard. It's incredible. The vault, it fights. Valerian nodded, eyes fixed on the golden shadow surrounding the vault. Whatever is inside, it has awakened, and it is ours to protect. The courtyard fell silent for a moment. Only the crackle of burning rubble and the distant roar of orcs remained. Marius scanned the horizon. Captain, more are coming. Reinforcements from the traitors, stronger than before. Then we meet them, Valerian said, halberd raised. We fight until the last breath. The vault must not fall. The traitor lord twitched, defeated but still alive. His eyes followed the golden light, knowing he could not overcome it, yet unwilling to yield. From the vault, the golden shadow pulsed, alive, a protective, merciless force. Custodes and space marines formed a circle around it, halberds spinning, and bolters ready. Valerian gritted his teeth. Prepare yourselves. The battle is not over. Not by far. And as the golden light spread over the courtyard, the remaining enemies paused, hesitant before the power of Terra itself, while the traitor lord's breathing grew ragged and desperate. The courtyard smoldered, thick black smoke curling from broken stone and scorched bodies. Custodes and space marines moved like living walls, halberds spinning, bolters firing. The golden light from the vault pulsed steadily, a beacon in the chaos. "Captain, reinforcements incoming from the southern wall," Marius shouted, firing at the approaching Orks and Traitor Marines. "Then we meet them," Valerian roared. Sparks flew as halberd cleaved through armor. Traitor Marines fell in piles. Orks screamed, demons shrieked, all under the golden light of the vault. Herrick fired from above. "Protect the inner sanctum. Do not allow them to reach the vault." The traitor lord staggered from the rubble, chain axe smoking, blood and grime streaking his battered armor. "You think you've won? I will return." "Not today," Valerian said, voice calm but deadly. He swung his halberd, striking another traitor marine to the ground. Sparks erupted as armor split and bones shattered. Marius fired point-blank at an orc knob charging the walls. His head exploded. Another lunged. He sidestepped, bolter smashing through its chest. The courtyard shook as the vault pulsed, golden energy radiating outward. Traitor Marines faltered, Orks screamed, and demons recoiled. "Sergeant," Valerian barked, "keep the vault secure. Whatever is inside, it is beyond comprehension. We cannot let it fall." "I'm on it," Marius shouted, running toward the vault with bolter blazing, dragging a wounded space marine behind him. The traitor lord roared in frustration, slamming his chain axe into the ground. Warp energy erupted, twisting reality around him. "By the dark gods, obey me!" he screamed, energy flaring like a storm. The courtyard trembled violently. Orks and traitors screamed as the stone cracked and fire erupted. Custodes and space marines braced against the blast. Valerian growled, "Brothers, hold steady. Do not falter." Marius fired into the swarm. Orks and traitors fell screaming. A demon lunged, halberd spinning, it fell in pieces. The vault pulsed brighter, golden shadow swelling. Even the traitor lord staggered. He screamed, clawing at the vault. Smoke rose from his armor, warp energy flickering wildly. "I will not. I will." A torrent of golden energy erupted from the vault, striking the lord directly. Sparks, smoke, and screams filled the air. He fell to his knees, armor melting, and chain axe clattering aside. "Terra defends herself," Valerian said, halberd raised, golden light reflecting in his eyes. Marius ran forward, bolter steady. "It's alive. More than we imagined." The courtyard fell silent except for the crackle of flames and distant orc roars. The traitor lord twitched, defeated but not dead, eyes fixed on the golden shadow. "Captain, more reinforcements are coming. Larger, stronger," Marius warned. "Then we fight. No mercy, no retreat," Valerian said. "We protect the vault at all costs." The golden shadow pulsed again, a living presence, protective and wrathful. Custodes and Marines formed a circle, halberd spinning, bolters firing into every wave of attackers. Orks and Traitor Marines hesitated, sensing the vault's power. Even demons paused, snarling, teeth bared. Valerian gritted his teeth. "Prepare yourselves. This battle is far from over. The echoes of war are just beginning." From the shadows of the broken palace walls, reinforcements emerged. More orcs, Traitor Marines, and demons poured into the courtyard. Bolters fired, halberds swung, screams pierced the smoke. The traitor lord, crawling, whispered, "I will return, and next time, nothing will stop me." Valerian's eyes narrowed. "If you live to see that day, I will meet you again, and Terra will not yield." The courtyard erupted in fire and blood once more. Custodes and Marines pushed forward, halberds spinning, bolters tearing through enemy ranks. Marius fired at a demon, plasma burning through its claws. Orks fell screaming. Traitor Marines disintegrated. The vault pulsed golden light, expanding, shimmering. The presence felt alive, ancient, merciless, divine. The traitor lord's breathing grew ragged, eyes wide with fear and hatred. Valerian advanced toward him. "Your time is done." The lord groaned. I will. Not here. Not today," Valerian said, driving halberd down. Sparks flew as metal met metal. The golden shadow of the vault pulsed again, consuming the remaining energy in the courtyard. Orks, traitors, demons, all thrown back, screaming, broken. Valerian turned to Marius. "Prepare the inner sanctum. Reinforcements will come, but we are ready." Marius nodded. "Yes, Captain. For Terra. For the Emperor." The courtyard lay in ruin. Smoke rose. The golden shadow remained, protective, merciless, alive. And in the distance, the roar of new enemies promised that the echoes of this war would reach far beyond Terra itself. The courtyard was a ruin of smoke, fire, and shattered stone. Custodes and Space Marines formed a circle around the vault, halberds spinning, bolters firing. The golden shadow pulsed, alive, protective. "Captain, the southern wall is breached," Marius shouted, bolter barking. Orks poured through the shattered masonry, Traitor Marines close behind. "Then we meet them," Valerian roared, halberd swinging. Sparks flew as it met chain axe, armor and bone shredded. Herrick fired from the upper wall, lost pistol cracking. "Do not let them reach the vault." The traitor lord crawled from the rubble, scorched and smoking. His eyes burned with fury. "You think you have won? I will tear this vault open. Not while we breathe," Valerian snapped, swinging halberd through a charging traitor marine. Sparks erupted. Marius fired point blank at an orc knob. Head exploded. Another lunged. He sidestepped, bolter smashing through its chest. The vault pulsed, golden light radiating outward. Traitor Marines staggered, Demons shrieked, orcs screamed. "Sergeant!" Valerian barked. "Guard the vault. Whatever is inside must not fall." "I'm on it," Marius shouted, running forward with bolter blazing, dragging a wounded space marine. The traitor lord roared, slamming chain axe into the ground. Warp energy erupted, twisting reality. "By the dark gods, obey me." The courtyard shook violently. Orcs and traitors screamed as the ground cracked and fire erupted. Custodes braced, halberds spinning. "Brothers, hold steady. Do not falter." Valerian growled. Marius fired into the swarm. Orcs fell screaming, demons shrieked. Traitor Marines disintegrated under plasma fire. The vault pulsed brighter, golden shadow swelling. The traitor lord staggered, eyes wide. He screamed, clawing at the vault. Smoke rose from his armor. Warp energy flickered wildly. "I will not. I will." A torrent of golden energy erupted, striking the Lord directly. Sparks, smoke, and screams. He fell to his knees, armor melting, and chain axe clattering. "Terra defends herself," Valerian said. Halberd raised, golden light reflecting. Marius ran forward. "It's alive." More than we imagined. The courtyard fell silent except for fire and distant orc roars. The traitor lord twitched, defeated but alive, eyes fixed on the golden shadow. "Captain, reinforcements are coming. Larger, stronger," Marius warned. "Then we fight. No mercy, no retreat," Valerian said. "We protect the vault at all costs." The golden shadow pulsed again. Custodes and Marines formed a circle, halberds spinning, bolters tearing through every wave of attackers. Orcs, traitor Marines, demons hesitated, sensing the vault's power. Valerian gritted his teeth. "Prepare yourselves. The final breach is coming." From the shadows, a monstrous demon engine smashed through the eastern wall, fire and claws shredding stone. Orcs and traitor Marines surged behind it. "Hold the line," Valerian shouted. Sparks flew as halberds struck metal and flesh. Bolters barked, plasma fired, screams echoed. The traitor lord rose, renewed by desperation. "I will reach the vault, even if I die." "Then die trying," Valerian said, meeting him with halberd. Sparks flew as chain axe met halberd. The demon engine roared, claws tearing through Custodes' shields. Valerian swung, halberd spinning, cutting through metal. Sparks flew. Marius fired into the orc swarm. Plasma melted armor. Bolter rounds shredded torsos. The vault pulsed golden energy, expanding, protective, and merciless. The traitor lord screamed, clawing at it. Sparks and smoke surrounded him. "I will not fail." Valerian planted halberd. "This is the end. For Terra." The courtyard shook. The demon engine crashed, exploding in fire. Orcs and traitors fell back, screaming. The traitor lord's armor melted further. Smoke rose from his body. "No, I will return." "Not today," Valerian said. He swung halberd. Sparks and blood erupted. The traitor lord collapsed, twitching, chain axe clattering aside. The vault pulsed, golden shadow engulfing the courtyard. Custodes and Marines held the line, bolters firing, halberds spinning. Marius whispered, "Captain, the final breach has been held for now." Valerian nodded. "Yes, but this is only a pause. The enemies of Terra never rest. Neither shall we." The courtyard fell into grim silence. Only the golden shadow of the vault remained, alive, protective, and merciless. And in the distance, the roar of reinforcements promised that the Siege of Terra was far from over. The courtyard lay in ruin. Smoke and ash rose from shattered stone. Custodes and Space Marines formed a circle around the vault, halberds spinning, bolters firing. The golden shadow pulsed, alive, protective. "Captain," Marius said, voice tense, "more enemies are advancing from every direction. Orks, traitor marines, demons. They will break through if we falter." "Then we do not falter," Valerian said, halberd planted firmly, eyes cold and determined. "This is the last stand. Terra herself will not yield, and neither will we." Herrick fired from the upper walls, lost pistol cracking. "Protect the vault. The inner sanctum must remain secure." The traitor lord crawled across the rubble, scorched, smoke rising from his battered armor. His eyes burned with hatred and desperation. "You think you have won? I will return. Terra will burn." "Not today," Valerian said. Sparks flew as halberd struck another traitor marine, armor and bone splintering. Marius fired at an orc knob charging the walls. His head exploded. Another lunged. He sidestepped, bolter smashing through its chest. The vault pulsed, golden light radiating outward. Traitor marines staggered. Orcs screamed. Demons shrieked. "Sergeant," Valerian barked, "hold the vault at all costs. Whatever is inside, it is our last hope." "I understand, Captain," Marius shouted, running forward with bolter blazing, dragging a wounded space marine behind him. The traitor lord roared, slamming chain axe into the ground. Warp energy erupted, tearing at the courtyard. "By the dark gods, obey me." The courtyard trembled violently. Orcs and traitors screamed as the ground cracked and fire erupted. Custodes braced, halberds spinning. "Brothers, hold steady," Valerian growled. "For Terra, for the Emperor." Marius fired into the swarm. Orcs fell screaming. Demons shrieked. Traitor marines disintegrated under plasma fire. The vault pulsed brighter, golden shadow swelling. The traitor lord staggered, eyes wide. He screamed, clawing at the vault. Smoke rose from his armor. Warp energy flickered wildly. "I will not. I will." A torrent of golden energy erupted, striking the Lord directly. Sparks, smoke, and screams. He fell to his knees, armor melting, and chain axe clattering aside. "Terra defends herself," Valerian said, halberd raised, golden light reflecting. Marius ran forward. "It's alive, beyond anything we imagined." The courtyard fell silent except for fire and distant orc roars. The traitor lord twitched, defeated but alive, eyes fixed on the golden shadow. "Captain, they keep coming. Larger, stronger," Marius warned. "Then we fight. No mercy, no retreat," Valerian said. "We protect the vault at all costs." The golden shadow pulsed again. Custodes and Marines formed a circle, halberds spinning, bolters tearing through every wave of attackers. Orks, Traitor Marines, demons hesitated, sensing the vault's power. Valerian gritted his teeth. "Prepare yourselves. This is the final hour. Every breath, every strike counts." From the shadows, reinforcements surged. A massive demon engine smashed through the eastern wall, claws tearing stone. Orks and Traitor Marines poured in behind it. "Hold the line," Valerian shouted. Sparks flew as halberds struck metal and flesh. Bolters barked, plasma fired, screams echoed. The traitor lord rose, desperate. "I will reach the vault, even if I die." "Then die trying," Valerian said. Sparks flew as halberd met chain axe. The demon engine roared, claws tearing through shields. Valerian swung, halberd spinning, cutting through metal. Sparks flew. Marius fired at the orc swarm. Plasma melted armor. Bolter rounds shredded torsos. The vault pulsed golden energy, expanding, protective, and merciless. The traitor lord screamed, clawing at it. Sparks and smoke surrounded him. "I will not fail," Valerian planted halberd. "For Terra." The courtyard shook. The demon engine crashed, exploding in fire. Orcs and traitors fell back, screaming. The traitor lord's armor melted further. Smoke rose from his body. "No, I will return." "Not today," Valerian said. He swung halberd. Sparks and blood erupted. The traitor lord collapsed, twitching, chain axe clattering aside. The vault pulsed, golden shadow engulfing the courtyard. Custodes and Marines held the line, bolters firing, halberds spinning. Marius whispered, "Captain, we've done it. The final stand holds." Valerian looked to the sky, smoke and ash swirling. "Yes, but this war never ends. Terra survives. For now." The courtyard fell silent. Smoke and golden light mingled. The last sounds were the distant roars of retreating enemies. Valerian raised halberd. "Today we hold. Tomorrow we fight again. Always." And the golden shadow of the vault pulsed, alive, protective, and merciless.